Scotty, beam me up.
Oh. Smash. Get over here.
It is pointless to resist.
Friday, October 30th at 8 p.m., 3D TV is back and scarier than ever. It's a 3-hour 3D haunted Halloween spooktacular. Your eyes will pop, your heart will pound when monsters, gigantic gorillas, and sexy girls in 3D bikinis bust into your living room. Special 3D glasses are on sale now at your nearby 7-Eleven store. Everybody have fun. Friday, October 30th at 8 p.m. on 39 WDZL for a 3D haunted Halloween spooktacular.
We were telling ghost stories in the Fun Fruits jungle. The coffin opened, and the skeletons scared the aliens! Skeleton! And that's how we discovered Fun Fruits Spooky Fruit, with skulls, ghosts, and monsters. And Fun Fruits Space Shapes with aliens, astronauts, and spaceships. Real fruit snacks from Sunkissed Fun Fruits.
Give me 5.
Fun Fruits Space Shapes and Spooky Fruit.
Boy.
Alright.
There you go, boys.
Yep.
Been putting this off for a couple days now.
Yeah.
The Dead Trilogy.
With our recent fan here, or our recent watcher, I should say.
Yeah.
On Bert.
Matt is. We are currently in the process of popping Matt's Romero cherry.
I like fruits or vegetables. But
Any. So, suppose we'll just start at the beginning and go from there.
Yeah.
Night of the Living Dead. As we all know, we watched it a few weeks back.
Yep.
so did some of you.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
watched it with us.
Fucking time.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said we.
Talking the whole fucking time. We heard you. I knew it.
Our thousands and thousands and thousands of followers.
Legions.
Yeah. Don't make it sound like that. It's like a threat.
I mean, what I said.
No. So Matt, give us your take with the Night of the Living Dead. What
We
you
gotta
can
spotlight you here.
Well,
What'd you say,
We
Craig?
gotta spotlight Matt here.
Yeah, because you're the
and then the light goes off. Which will happen, of course. No, the first thing I noticed is that it's something that I do with a lot of things I'm not into immediately, is I'll way before someone say, "Have you seen this movie?" Like, yeah, it's garbage, just because I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I'd never seen it, had no reason to say that, but my default for movies that I thought were gore or a stereotypical trope, I just make it up so I didn't have to talk about it. And I kind of feel bad because this movie is definitely one of the best as far as ghouls as an infection go, right? Like the premise of potentially world-ending disease taking over the humans in a certain way is just that it's brilliant, right? Like that's a suit that imagination that it takes to get there is incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, in that time especially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, so far ahead, like ridiculous. And never mind just the story writing itself. It's especially
literally-
for that decade. It was such a fleshed out story. Every character was adequately developed for what they needed to be in it. Like there was no wasted characters.
No.
Yeah.
And
Everybody had a purpose.
yeah,
Exactly.
you can't say the same for the dialogue, but I have a feeling that that's a part of the camp. Like that's what it's the aesthetic, right?
Yeah.
That's the way they talk in horror movies. This is the way they behave. It's a stereotype, not a stereotype in that you can predict it, but there's sort of a mold you expect once you see each director's ABC, right? And you're like, okay, I can.
Yeah.
I can't predict where it's going, but I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's coming from I get what you mean. It's coming from like a time of Universal monsters, like 30s horror movies where everybody's like, hey, yo, hey. Like, all the dialogue is like, hey, Ben, and everybody's just high pitched and crazy and fast.
Raw, smash, fucking townspeople chase them away with pitchforks and torches, the end. Oh,
Yeah.
See that coming. And that's where this is far different, is it's keeping you guessing all the way, and then even at the end you're like, you seen what happened, right? Like just fucking shot him in the head, boom.
Yeah.
You knew it, and then like for a couple days after that I'm like, really?
Yeah.
It sits with you, man.
Like, yeah, that absolutely. And it's I don't want to say scary thought, but it's off-putting. But at the same time, it's entertaining because you took that whole trip there. There was a million times to turn around, and you bought in. So no, and it was worth it too. There was not one part of that movie that was a wasted minute.
Yeah.
You could see how far ahead for the late 60s it was by way of costume and effects. And it took, for a movie like that, it took a lot of care to make it not look like it sucked.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
they knew that you were gonna know, right? That's a meta that a lot of people bring into movies with them. It's not real, it's a fucking movie. Are you stupid? Come on.
Yeah.
But that one made it a lot harder, for sure.
That movie fucked a lot of people up.
Yeah, they would yeah. My grandma went to see it in the theaters, and they had like ambulances parked out back for anybody that passed out.
Believe it. I absolutely believe it, not because I was that scared of that movie.
Yeah.
See, the other part of it is, I think if I had watched it the first time I would have been able to, the experience would have been a million times different.
Yeah.
Right? There's something to be said for what I've been able to watch and how film and cinema's developed that I've voluntarily gone and seen. So the handicap that it has is there's no way someone can go back in time and modernize it. It has to be what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if you tried to do that again, you'd be fucking it all up. That's not fair.
It's been redone, but it was redone by like a trustworthy source. But yeah, no, it's still.
It's been redone so many times too.
Yeah, but I mean like the official remake, like the '90 remake.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It just doesn't hit the same.
Not at all.
It doesn't hit the same at all because you know the story, but then you don't know the story, and it brings you into a new era, but it's not as interesting. It's not as like action packed because the character development for like modern times was like, heroines and things like that, and it just wasn't the same movie. I know it wasn't supposed to be, but like, why didn't you just make your own movie then?
That's a good point. But see, in this black and white one, the characters developed themselves, right? Like, and it took big swaths of the movie to do it, and that's what made it part of it so well, is because you got to also see that development start mixing in with the other characters, the other situations, or the environment, and you watch it all develop at the same time. Anything else, it's going to be the other way around. You're going to be using the movie to develop the character, whether it's an effect or a song or a motorbike or a leather jacket or whatever. Right off the bat, you're going to steal it. It's not. None of that stuff is what it was about. This was about an emotional attachment to humanity, not a not a hey, look how awesome we are because we've got this kind of music at this time on this kind of motorcycle.
Yeah.
Not this kind of movie, right?
No.
Call it something else and make it a zombie movie and fill your boots. It would probably do well, but that's not what this is. I get what
you know, you got to give credit to Tom Savini, you know, for even trying. But like, I'm sorry,
he did a good job with it.
Hit. What's that?
He did a good job, but he was trying to make the same movie.
Yeah, and the character was already developed, and he was like just kind of going, well, the only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one and move it this way, and I'm going to take this chess piece and move it this way, you know. They were already set in place. He just made moves, but I don't think they were the right ones.
I think the way to go, if what I say counts for anything at all, is you write another story in the same universe.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you don't forget all the characters. You go across the country, or you go into Canada, or you go into Europe, or something like that, where
same timeline, same universe, just different.
They don't even have to, they don't know them, right? This is an independent story,
right?
They're
like the original takes place around Pittsburgh. This one, like, called Night of the Living Dead, but it was filmed at a different time. But this one takes place in Seattle, but it's set the same time frame.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or
I see exactly.
Portland or Regina or fucking Duluth, like whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And then, but it's the story. You don't even bring it up. You don't bring up Pittsburgh. You don't bring up nothing like that because they wouldn't know. Everything goes down at the exact same time, right?
Yeah.
But they're different people. The way crime would evolve is different. The way that another person would exploit another person to gain a resource in an apocalypse is different. Sensibilities are different. And I mean, he's gone, so he can't. But if somebody had that ability to empathize with a region and understand what he was going for with humanity in his ghoul story, I think you could do it. But you don't ever. Pittsburgh's doesn't even exist. Don't even acknowledge it.
Yeah.
You could say the disease. You can use all the same language they used, right? Because they would.
Right.
They're all talking the same talk. Just don't mention it. Don't mention Pittsburgh.
Yeah, because even he moved away from Pittsburgh. You know, like Land was filmed in Canada, I believe. I think Diary may have been too.
Yeah. I want to say. He started filming in Canada, with Land.
Yeah.
I want to say the last 3 were filmed in Canada.
Yeah.
Did they say it was Canada, or they're still?
No, it was set.
Yeah, Land definitely was. I know that for sure.
Land was definitely filmed in Canada, but it was set in It was set in Pittsburgh. They've all been set in.
But I mean, like, as a whole, he moved his whole
absolutely his production company.
He moved his whole setup into a whole new era, and like, you know, from modern times, he said, I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna take it out of here in my comfort zone, and I'm gonna work far away from my comfort zone, which he did for Dawn too when he worked in Italy, because he wrote the script in Italy. Like, Dario Argento paid him to write that script. He had him in a little hotel room and everything.
Yeah, but what was I gonna say? Oh, he moved all of it to Canada. Like, he started filming in Canada to take advantage of the tax break.
Yeah.
A lot of film companies have done that.
And likely the exchange too.
Yeah, for sure. But I was gonna say though, Night of the Living Dead was the birth of zombies as we know them. Like,
definitely the birth of the modern zombie.
So, gotta shoot them in the head. It all started with Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah, before that, like, you know, you had White Zombie and everything, but they were kind of like still voodoo spell kind of weird.
Yeah, exactly.
Not flesh eating, just kind of slaves.
Yeah.
See, I like the zombies or ghouls in Night a lot.
Mm-hmm.
They fit into that's what I think. That's how I think. That's I'm comfortable with that vision of what they are.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the other ones later, but this is my favorite one. I gotta be honest. I know that no one likes The Walking Dead, but I like that the zombies aren't even close to human. I like that there's no ambiguity. Like when you start to see them develop ability, you know that they're part people still, and so killing them that would really bother my conscience. But the Walking Dead ones, you know, they're not gonna listen to music. You're not gonna fucking fool them with nothing. They're not gonna shoot you with a gun. Cast Doctor Strange's fucking temporal magic on your face.
Yeah, but doesn't The Walking Dead have like a zombie army now? Isn't there like zombies with
I haven't
talking zombies or something like that?
I have no clue.
I thought there was like a zombie gang or something. I don't know. I kept seeing
I haven't
commercials
watched
for like
Really, what's wrong with it? I quit watching it for 1,001 different reasons.
Exactly. I stopped at season 1. I can't even.
But
They killed
I
the
just
tiger and stopped.
I just like that I knew that they were unsavable.
Yeah.
That's the part, not the rest of it. I totally get it. I'm
Yeah.
not interested in that. Just you knew what you had, and there was no reason to feel bad. Where when you watch Romero's zombies develop, at least out of 3, I haven't seen the rest. You get the sense that they evolve, and I don't like when they have that kind of agency. Then there is conscience involved with taking them out.
Yep.
Right. See, I'd rather not kill things that can be trained not to be shitty.
If I had seen Bub do what he did, I wouldn't want to kill him.
Yeah, no, Bub is very relatable. Bub is like, come on.
I
He's
would
a lover.
Salute.
He's a lover.
Yeah, look at the guy. He's a fucking handsome motherfucker.
Yeah, Bub is.
But we'll get to Bub.
Yeah.
We're talking about the first one here.
Yeah. The first one hit me
No.
harder than anything, you know. I was like terrified of graveyards after I saw the first one, you know. Because I started with Return of the Living Dead, you know, where it rains and, you know, there's zombies coming. That was enough of a nightmare. But to know that they could come in like any time, really, at first was like, wow. Like, I wouldn't go near a graveyard because I knew something was going to happen. You know what I mean? So it affected me a lot more than the other two. By the other two, I was so used to them and so like desensitized to horror and zombies that, you know, it just didn't affect me the same.
I'm thinking about that, like why? Because I appreciate them all. If you asked me to say something bad about them, I probably could, but I'd have to think about it for a while because when I'm watching, I'm trying to see them in the context of when they were released.
Yeah.
And the other part of it is, I like to think about watching it when I would have been, when I was younger, like at the age where someone would have showed it to me, and how I would have responded then, because it would have blown my mind. Like I said, there's something cerebral about it, and something optimistic about people. And they're not every character's a decent character. Not every character is a decent human in that show, but it still gives you hope that people might be able to figure out enough to overcome this. And you get the sense when those militias start walking, doing those big swaths through the fields and that they're kind of getting it under control.
Yeah, and you know, if you're to watch past the first 3 and watch like Land, you'll see that exactly what you said. People did overcome. They just had to do it very far away from what was going on. Like the last section of humanity had to build their own new city, but it was the same kind of rules and politics. You know,
okay, so Land's actually the next on our watch list.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's even worse than like the same politics and stuff.
Yeah.
It's way worse.
Yeah, because rich men really do control everything, you know.
Well,
Everything becomes about money and safety and power.
people. Yeah, there we go.
Clap on.
Look out, there's a ghoul behind you.
Oh God.
Oh, I love this show.
Oh. Oh man. You were saying?
I don't know.
Last thing I remember saying was that Land of the Dead, like, shows an example that it's worse than your normal everyday politics.
Oh, right.
Yeah, because the rich really do run everything. Like, money is power, truly, you know? And if you don't have money, you're in a slum where you're betting on people against zombies and things like that. That's the bar scene. Those are the slums, you know? So it's really one you can relate to because it's really more modern. You know what I mean?
Oh, and the idea that humanity just falls right back into everything that it ever used to do, right? Like, just be bare bones, no civilization, no real democracy, no. There's the rich and then there's the haves and the have-nots. That's it.
Yeah. But
I guess
they put a really kick-ass story into it.
well, and zombies, right? Like, but.
Yeah, but the story there, like,
Well, I trust his story writing. I can't doubt it at all. The first three were incredible. So even if the next three are total shit, I expect that they're at least good stories.
Yeah,
they are.
Survival is an okay story. That gets a little weird sometimes. Like the whole Wild West thing. I don't know.
Being nice, Craig.
Yeah, I know. I wish he would have. I wish he would have had the chance to leave it on a better note.
That's what I'm saying.
But
be able to redeem himself for survival.
But there is talk on the town that Christine Romero is working on a movie that he, like, before he died, he was actually working on a script. And the legend is that she took it over and she's writing it. I've seen it in Rumor, I've seen it in Fangoria, but...
Is this his daughter or his wife?
His ex-wife.
Okay.
Yeah, she's the one in Dawn of the Dead. Like, she was the one sitting next to him in that scene. Yeah.
Right.
She was a pivotal point in all three of those movies. Like, night, dawn, and day. She was a pivotal point in all of them.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But that'd be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be cool to fucking see another one, at least with the same name attached to it.
Yeah, because it's so much better of an ending than Survival. Like,
please, we need one.
Just hope it's not shit. Like, that's one thing that people with the same name do to each other. It's like, there'll be someone that's just fantastic at doing it, and then someone with the same name is like, me too, and then they're not.
Yeah, but no, she played a part in, like, script writing and everything. Like, they did everything together. They did all those movies
cool with
together.
that.
So, yeah.
Because, I mean, well, even, and you know what the thing is? With the way that they wrote, it doesn't have to be that much better than anything else, right? It just has to be further along.
Yeah.
And a solid effort.
Yeah.
Don't rush nothing. Take your time.
Yep.
Remember how you did it the first whatever times.
Yep.
You'll get it. Don't let people talk to you. Just you. It's all good.
Absolutely.
That's what happens, and they don't do it on purpose. Just people get involved.
Yeah.
Everyone's got to put their finger on it, and that's what happens to those other movies. Is somebody else gets involved? Hey, you should try this. It's like, oh, okay, yeah.
Now, Greg, I don't know why I'm going to ask you this question, but I'm going to ask you anyway. Did you ever see the remake of Night of the Living Dead with Sid Haig?
Yes.
I think
Yes.
2006, I want to say.
Yeah, around there, 2006. There's also another one called Night of the Living Dead. It's called, like, I think, Necropolis. And it's like these people transport back into the original farmhouse and this kind of stuff. And it's pretty cool, but
I'll check that out.
it does pay justice to the original movie. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like a remake. It's like they're trapped in the farmhouse and like they're reliving it. They're back. They went back in time somehow. It's pretty cool.
But I like the well, it was Night of the Living Dead 3D.
Yeah, 3D was good. Yeah.
And so yeah, that was really good because it started in the cemetery like the original, but it went completely different route.
Yep.
Like that movie did what Tom Savini should have done.
Yeah. I also liked Children of the Living Dead. Like totally.
I've never seen that one.
It's like it's like a non-related. It's not a Romero movie, but it's like
right.
Yeah. It's it is so campy and awesome. I love it. But yeah, for me, like nothing affects me more than the first one. Like I said, like I was terrified of graveyards and everything.
The little girl
and all that. All that camera work when those two were in the graveyard, going to the car and going to the stone. Was so long pan that it really pulled you into them.
Yeah.
And then you were off, right? Because then you were terrified right off the bat.
Yeah.
Then when she runs into someone else, she's right catatonic.
Yep.
And you're invested in the next guy.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep. There is so much character flow going on because he brings characters in at like the perfect moment.
Yeah.
You know, he gives you enough depth and then he brings someone else in. He gives you enough depth on them and then he brings someone else's story in.
Yeah.
And it's not mechanical at all. Like it's pretty, especially in the first one, because the story is, you don't have a lot of different lines going on at the same time.
Yeah.
It's everybody's concentrated on that one line.
Yep.
And watching the way that kid reacts to the fella when they find him in the basement. Like they've been there the whole time. Oh man, I would have punched him in the face. Like, really, dude? You could hear us the whole time.
He did punch him in the face.
Yeah.
I did it again.
You knocked him clean the fuck out. It was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, we locked him out. Yeah.
That's right. The dude kept fucking him too.
Yeah. Yeah. Cooper is, I don't even know how to describe him. He was so like late 60s white male, you know?
Just dipshit.
Yeah.
By the way, we gotta say rest in peace to the lady who played Helen Cooper. I can't remember her name. Mrs. Cooper.
Me neither at the moment.
But she passed away about a month or so ago.
Yep.
She was like 83.
Yeah.
But yeah, the little girl.
Karen.
And Karen, that's her name. That she was terrifying.
Yeah.
Like that's why she's like the face of that movie.
Yeah, she's iconic. Like, and all it was just a little underlying makeup, but it was black and white, and the shadow just hit perfectly.
And it brings me back to the next point. Matt, you mentioned the movies in black and white, but we started when we watched this.
Yeah, we started it in color. Yeah.
So, we were introduced to the little girl, but we didn't really see her until she was in black and white.
Yeah.
That added a whole new ambiance to that for me, I think.
Yeah.
Because you really feel the magnitude of it, maybe?
That's just not the same in color.
Well, no, for sure, no. But you.
I think that takes away from it. I didn't like the color part of it, especially once we turned into the black and white one.
Yeah, the black and white hits so much better.
Yeah, it's a different way than.
And it's an awkward fear because you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
Yep. That's 100%.
Yeah.
The first time I ever watched that movie.
But I can say it again. The optimism for humans in this movie is pretty obvious through the whole thing. And I like that a lot about it. That's the one thing that sets it above another thing, pardon me, that sets it above The Walking Dead is that in the first 2 or 3 episodes of The Walking Dead, you immediately lost hope for people.
Yeah.
It was just pockets of resistance before everybody was gone.
Yeah.
And even with the CDC stuff, you lost further hope. And that's it, right? You're just watching the last of people kill each other, and then zombies will eat them too.
Yeah.
But in this one, you never got that sense. You see everybody mobilizing. You know they're all super hillbillies, and there's a bunch of funny dialogue. They're organized, and I mean that it was so over. Those parts were so over the top. It was weird, but not bad. Not bad at all. Like you really got the sense they had their shit together. There's always somebody watching. Efficient American militias, and even when they kill the guy that you just loved through the whole movie, shoot right in the fucking head. You're like, well, they got one wrong, but I mean, they're still gonna save everybody else.
What's one out of what? Say 30,000.
Yeah.
You know.
And quite honestly, how mad can I get? They'll never know what they did.
That's what I'm saying. They didn't watch the same movie we did.
No.
But
I'm not gonna go in there and look at them.
yeah. Yeah. Well, they were not going to be able to tell. But so, all told, Night of the Living Dead, definitely a staple in horror, you would say.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Welcome to the dark side, my friend.
I mean, I'm still not. There's still a lot about horror that's just not my bag.
Right.
Yeah.
But
there's a lot that's not mine either. I get it.
If that's the kind of story that's going to be in a movie, I will really try and give it a chance, because it left you at every point. It left you thinking about, well, what would I have done?
Yeah.
And I guess that's the best part of a zombie movie is as long as it does that, it passes.
Every zombie movie does that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, with World War Z, I was even like, now this is what I would do in that situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the likelihood of a zombie apocalypse? Like, for real?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't fucking know, but I'm
not a doctor.
Yeah, I don't know, but let's just say
1 in 4.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Still got 75% chance of, you know, it's not gonna happen. So, you'll be all right.
That's unfortunate, though.
I know, but I know what I would do.
Run.
Machetes all day. They don't run out of ammo. But
it depends on what zombie they are.
That's fair. Why don't we go ahead and take a quick break?
Good, because I gotta take care of some reprobates.
Yep, bedtime. Bedtime, Nathan, Caesar.
We'll talk to sir soon.
Welcome to a night of total terror. Night of the Living Dead. The motion picture called more terrifying than Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. of the living dead.
Nothing could tear me away from my Count Chocula cereal. Who's that?
Good morning.
The real Dracula.
For real?
May I have some?
You can have mine.
I'll sink my teeth into
What?
the delicious chocolatey marshmallows in Count Chocula cereal.
Oh, yeah. And it's part of this complete breakfast, too. How about the monster for breakfast today?
For real.
Yeah, yeah.
Dawn of the Dead.
Part 2.
What? Part 2? Part 2 of what?
Zombie movies.
Oh yeah.
Oh, is that what we're talking about?
Oh yeah, those things.
Or are they still ghouls?
Never seen a zombie movie in my life.
They never called them zombies.
No, they didn't.
No. They didn't
Whoa.
call them ghouls, and then they didn't call them really anything.
They just
They come
refer to them as the dead.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. Until the later ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Ken Furry.
Yep.
Ken Furry. Also known as Charlie or
Joe
Wolf.
Grizzly.
Joe.
I'm Joe Grizzly, bitch.
Nah, man, I got a double deluxe taco supreme talking back at me. Mind to leave me be while I pass this beast in peace.
All right, the floor is yours, Mage. What do you
What do you
think?
think of Dawn of the Dead?
Well, it was far less campy, and the switch to color didn't have a negative effect. Like you didn't miss the black and white, but it really did something for the first one. And this one being in color was actually a nice touch, to be honest with you. But when I think this is where I really this movie and the third one, I guess, is probably an even split, where I really became attached to what I like about zombies. So this one, I didn't mind a lot of the gore when they were killing the zombies, and certainly not when they overran the guys that raided the place at the end. Like that, fuck all these people. Like that was a real shitty thing to do. So yeah, give her dead. Do your thing. These are the kind of people I didn't want to stay behind anyway.
Yeah.
It seems like everybody in that movie that got bit had it coming.
Really.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Flyboy especially.
Yeah.
It,
I was waiting for him to get his.
He really focused on like what would happen with just one simple mistake, or getting overhyped, or losing concentration. He really delved into what could happen in that situation, in that one.
Yeah, for sure.
and you try to imagine that people would have adapted enough that they wouldn't have those huge lapses, right? Like just the ridiculous recklessness. But no, you would, right? Because you're trying to get the fuck out of there too.
Yeah. Yeah,
The other
go ahead.
oh, sorry. The other thing I really liked about it is there was a lot less, at least on the one side, there's a lot less treachery. Like they weren't really digging at each other like in the first one. And not that was bad in the first one, it fit. But they went another direction with, well, what'll happen if they with everybody cooperating?
Yeah.
Even if it's resentfully. And again, you're left with a sense like, okay, it's tightening up. Maybe some of the militia fucked it up, right? They couldn't push back, or they lost ground.
Yeah.
And so this is how people are ending up being able to hole up in malls and stuff like that. And so you are sad. You're like, okay, well, we kind of sucked, right? At some point, but maybe we can get it together. There's still got to be people left. They're just a little thinner now.
No pockets of them, man.
Yep.
But I mean, they still listen to the news and watch the television and that. So, they're still broadcasting. So there's still a chance.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
even
that is a good point.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, that is a good point. Like they keep hope alive. Like you said, in this one kind of too, like their survival is still like a thinkable thing, like a feasible thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it seems with Dawn of the Dead, like the humans to zombie ratio is a little more balanced, or at least they figured a way to somewhat isolate themselves from the zombies.
Yeah, it's almost, if you think of it as, it's almost like day 2 of the whole issue.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's still in the very beginning stages. Like the militia's still having fun, they're still partying. Like that's not gonna happen forever. Eventually they'll get overrun.
Yeah. For sure.
And in Day, you kind of see that.
I was just about to say, yeah, you kind of see that in Day of the Dead.
Yeah.
And this one, it was still it still had the nice camp element, but it all around you didn't get the same sense. He was able to put exactly the amount of work into it that he wanted to. Was that the attention to detail was phenomenal, and you had mentioned throughout along the way that was a place they had to have cleaned up every day.
Yeah.
And so at every point, every display, every scene, every prop was all intentional, and I like that.
Yeah.
That attention to detail. It was a nice touch.
Yeah. Yeah, they were only allowed to record at night. Like the mall was still functioning during the day.
Yeah. That's crazy. Fucking
yeah. Yeah.
That'd be, oh God. I was born in the wrong fucking decade, guys.
Yeah.
I think we all were.
Yeah. Imagine like filming for 8 hours, 9 hours, and then having to clean that up before the place opened. Like,
can you imagine being a 10-year-old at that time, and then as like, say we're doing this now, being like, you know what? I used to go to that mall. In fact, I went there when they were filming that movie.
Yeah. There's a lot of people with those stories too.
I know, and I'm fucking jealous of every single one of them.
The mall's still there?
Yeah.
The building is.
Yeah.
That'd be neat to look at anyway.
Did you ever see Zach and Mary Make a Porno?
Yeah.
They filmed that there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. In fact, the hockey team he plays for is the Monroeville Zombies.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Monroeville, Pennsylvania. I've driven by that mall countless times.
Yep.
Awesome. It's awesome. It's just awesome that it's there. Like I can start seeing it.
That is awesome.
Can't go in it, obviously, but
yeah.
But then
imagine like
again, I don't know if it's still operating or not. To be honest with you, malls are dying. So
yeah.
Yeah. Imagine like what kind of talker and bargainer that guy was to like be able to have done what he did. Like he was able to convince them all, hey, let me film a movie here. Oh, I just busted a door because like an explosion went off when it wasn't supposed to, and that store has no front door anymore, or no front glass in the window anymore.
Right.
Those are things he dealt with.
Yeah. Yep. But it's a really tough take, man.
That's awesome.
That's Then
there's behind the scenes.
No, go ahead.
There's behind the scenes footage of like windows busting from like a botched stunt or something, and the look on his face is just like,
Motherfucker.
You son of a bitch.
He's got those big glasses, so it's just like,
Yeah.
Yep. Pretty much.
Funny part is the big glasses didn't come until he got older. Like
Yeah.
long-haired George Romero is my favorite though. Long-haired big glasses
Yeah.
is my favorite George Romero.
The white hair, the white beard.
Yep.
Chain
Coffee
smoking
and donuts.
cigarettes. Coffee, cigarettes, and donuts.
Yep.
That was his
That
diet.
was his diet.
you do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Hey man, he made great movies
Yep.
on that diet. So I'm judge. Not gonna judge it all. Man was amazing. But
Yep.
talking about the mall, like it makes me think of I was watching the making of the Blues Brothers,
Mm.
and they actually rented out a shut down mall,
Yeah.
like an abandoned mall.
Yeah.
It's like pussies.
Yeah, take a chance, wieners.
You don't have the talking power.
And all they did in that mall was drive a car through it.
Yeah.
I could understand why you would need a shut down mall for that.
Well, and the real, I think the really impressive part of that then is when, like, there's all the blood and gore spraying all over everything and all the stuff, like making sure that didn't stick around.
Yeah.
Poof. People were working the whole time.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Because Tom Savini did the makeup on that, didn't he?
Yep.
I'm pretty sure he had to make sure that he was using like water-based stuff.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
That wouldn't stain. And
But
otherwise it would have
he was also kind of using whatever he could.
right. Well, you have to.
Yeah.
They had to. But
Yep.
yeah, they had to figure. I'm pretty sure there was a lot of bleach on hand.
Yep.
You know.
Yep. But that's what I mean. Like he was so like into it and into what he was doing. Like, you know, the scene where in the beginning where they blow the zombie's head up. It was just like apple cores and shit that they filled his head with.
Yeah.
Whatever they found in the trash, and it came out to look like that. Like when the burst came, it just went everywhere.
Mm-hmm. And it makes you think of all the different stuff they use for special effects, like for blood and guts type
Yeah.
of shit. Like, I
Those were
remember
the glory days.
on The Walking Dead, it was chicken.
Yeah.
Like raw chicken. Yeah. I had to bite in the raw chicken. And fucking.
Yeah.
I remember The Hills Have Eyes remake.
Mm.
The part where he's munching on the heart.
Yeah.
That was a Jello heart.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Such realistic gummy shit that you can make it. You could make all the human stuff out of gummy, so it wouldn't be able to bite into it.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's like using apple cores and all kinds of other shit. I'm sure there's gelatin and
Yep.
ketchup,
Oh yeah.
all kinds of shit.
Well, everything, like, it's just fucking. Well, they get that garbage can in there. Fuck.
Yep. Throw some corn in there too.
Well, it doesn't need to look like anything when it's exploding entirely, right? Just
Exactly. Yeah.
Corn might not be a good idea though. The apple cores and shit makes sense because if you're gonna blow it up, at least it's gonna blow up.
Yeah.
Corn, not so much.
Yeah.
starts popping.
It's just gonna look like flying corn.
Pop, 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 pop.
He must have just been at the movies.
What the fuck is this?
He had a mouthful of popcorn. What the fuck?
Magical theater food zombie.
But there was a lot of lessons. Like if you look at Flyboy, there is so much karma in that movie. You know, like he always jumped the gun. He always froze up at the wrong moments, and it came back to bite him in the ass, literally.
Yeah. And then he became an all-you-can-eat buffet in the elevator.
Yeah. But his zombie impression is top notch. I will give him that. Like that man pulled off the zombie walk of zombie walks.
My favorite zombie, I can't remember if it was Don or Dave, but the one that's just holding it by the barrel, holding the gun by the barrel and walking, the zombie.
That's Don.
Is it Don? Okay.
Yep.
He's just carrying an M16 by the
I love
barrel.
when he gets a hold of the gun and he's just like, "What the fuck is this?
Yeah, he's just carrying it.
I can't eat this."
Hilarious. Then he finds another gun and does the same thing.
Yeah. Yep.
Fucking hilarious. But yeah, like the movie really showed a lot of different scenarios all at one time. Like,
Yeah.
they're working together while fighting, but
Yeah.
they're still like working as a unit.
Yep. But what
To the
happens
best
when
of-
you
to the best of the ability, anyway.
Yeah.
And then how well they hold together when chaos ensues, and you find
Yeah.
out.
When they start striking out, and I think that was where they made the mistake, is they could have stayed where they were.
Yeah.
Right, in the locked up place for quite
Yeah.
some time before
Mhm.
they had to branch into the mall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as they had, like, they could have. I could understand like going into the mall for like legit like essential shit,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like changes of clothes and stuff like that. But like, and even like snacks, you know, because those MREs are only going to go so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And there weren't even MREs; they were just cans of Spam and
Yeah.
all kinds of other shit.
But like you said, you got a can
Sure.
opener? No? Well.
Right now, you got to
You
go down to
showed
the
up.
department store. And
Yep.
Also, it comes with its own candle.
Yeah, they could have. They didn't need to pimp it all out like they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's one part of it. The other part of it,
Desperation.
they didn't have to. They pressed real hard into organizing that mall, and
Yeah.
they could have done little forays into it and just take them out little bits at a time, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yep.
there was no hurry
They
to.
could've-
Yeah.
What they could have done though is they could have figured out the door situation first,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and like then regrouped. You know, ate, rested up for a day or two, and then start taking them out section by section. Let
Yeah.
them actually, let them come to you. Like take them out little bits at a time. Go chill out for a day.
Yeah.
Let them group up there. Go out, take them out. Go chill. Come
Yep.
back out. Repeat until they're gone.
Yep.
And if there's still some stragglers, you can walk about because you can outrun these bitches.
yeah. Well, and I think the thing there is, and this is a little meta, you don't have much of a movie.
Yeah, I know, but
Yeah.
Like I think that was the criticism I had of my own idea, is that, well, okay, what are you gonna make it 5 years long? Like, who's gonna sit there for that to watch?
Yeah.
I would.
You try,
As long as they let me help.
but no, and this one was fun because I think that the one thing about the shows on TV at any rate is they move around so fast.
Yeah.
And you don't get to get used to an environment.
Yeah.
And there's some really good ones in some of the shows, but in this one, the mall idea is really cool. You get to really feel out the whole mall, and them doing their little loot missions. I mean, except for the pimping out part, but when they're getting the stuff they need, and you see what they're capable of before they start fucking it up.
Yeah.
It's fun.
See, you haven't seen the remake then, have you, Matt? Okay. Craig has.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They don't hole up in a little room in that one. And the I don't want to spoil it. I want you to see it. But like it's a different situation. Like the mall's not infested like it is in this one.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like we were talking about earlier, where they took a situation, but they made it different, but called it the same thing.
Right. Exactly. But like it's very much a remake
Yeah.
of the original movie, but like it's not a news team, for instance. It's not a helicopter pilot for the news and his girlfriend or whatever.
Yeah.
It's the nurse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then like the characters are different. Okay, Ken Faree makes an appearance. It's very brief, but he's there.
Yeah. So is Flyboy.
And is he?
Yep. He's the newscaster.
Oh, okay. Okay. I think I know exactly which one you're talking about. All right.
Yep.
Okay. Tom Savini's in it too.
Yep.
He's the sheriff.
Or no, that was Land of the Dead where he comes back as Blade.
Land of the Dead, he comes back as Blade. Yep. This biker, but he's a biker zombie.
Yeah.
And just anytime I see Tom Savini in a movie, like he's always in leather.
Mm-hmm.
And I always think of From Dusk Till Dawn because he was Sex Machine. He had a codpiece pistol. The shit they come up with for these movies, man.
Yeah.
And he always plays like the most off-the-wall fucking characters. They're always nuts.
Yep.
Yeah, he's nuts, so I guess you can. Like Al Pacino, he just is that way, so he has to play.
Yeah.
I've heard Tom Savini is a really nice guy, though.
He is. That's what I've heard.
I know a couple of people who've met him, but anyway, we're getting off track there.
Yeah. Well, why don't we cut to a break and then we'll cover Day.
Wow.
In 1968, George Romero brought us Night of the Living Dead. It became the classic horror film of its time. Now, George Romero brings us the most intensely shocking motion picture experience for all times. Dawn of the Dead. Night of the Living Dead has ended. Dawn of the Dead is here.
It gets up and kills. The people it kills get up and kill.
They must be destroyed on sight.
When there is no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth. Dawn of the Dead. This picture contains scenes of violence that may be considered shocking. No one under 17 will be admitted.
Our family had the toughest time making friends. Then we bought Pressman's new video cassette game, Doorways to Horror. Now we have lots of friends, right, Mummy? Doorways to Horror lets you play along with famous Hollywood film monsters. It really takes brains. It's the VCR game you can really sink your teeth into. And they love it too. The little monsters. Pressman's new video cassette game, Doorways to Horror. It's so much fun, it's scary. Also look for Doorways to Adventure.
Day of the Dead.
Day of the Dead.
Part 3.
Or as I like to call it, Fave of the Dead.
Phase of the Dead. Ooh. Tell us why.
I don't even know. I think it's the entire idea of Bub. It's the entire idea of like the last of the human beings and all hell breaking loose. And even when I was a kid, it was like my favorite out of the 3.
Yeah, okay. Makes sense. Matt, what do you think?
Not even gonna lie. I will easily say it's my favorite of the 3.
That's fair.
My favorite of the 3 is the first one.
Yeah.
What do you think of this one specifically?
There were some parts I had a hard time with. The doctor was a little nutty. Like it was over the top.
Yeah.
And this is the one that really killed Zombie. Like they could learn and shoot and feel, and it was really making me feel bad for him. And I don't like that part.
Yeah. Yeah, you really start to like gain a relationship with the zombies in that one.
And I don't.
You almost want to side with them, honestly.
Exactly right, because there's some real shitty people in that one.
Yeah.
Very.
When they go, when they fall apart, especially when those people just you don't feel bad for them at all.
Nope.
Yeah, no, and he really they really went over the top with gore in this one. Like, my favorite part of any of these movies is when the guy gets his head ripped off and his vocal cords are like stretching at the same time.
Yeah. Then it's because you see every part of it that makes this a little bit harder to watch than, say, something like a Terrifier, where it's a little less personal, but biting into a human and then ripping them. And there's just something else about that that's like, wow.
I don't know, Tim, man. Terrifier, I had to look away a couple times. I still do. It's rough and hard.
There's something about people biting people. Like I
get it.
And
yeah,
biting
there's something about like a crowd of people ripping you in half.
Exactly.
I love that kind of shit.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, like,
I think that's where we have a hard time with it, right? Like,
it's the more one-on-one shit that I have a problem with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I love watching somebody get ripped to shreds by a crowd of zombies.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's fucking great.
Yeah.
I don't look away at all.
Well, there's different scenes,
especially if they got it coming.
Yeah. That is definitely what made watching the zombie hordes way easier to watch. And the third one is the villains were the villains through and through.
Fucking
you did not give a fuck what happened to them.
There was no question who the villain was in these movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, you're gonna get it. Everyone in here is gonna get it, but you're gonna get it, and it's gonna be awesome. I'm not even gonna care.
It was amazing.
Yeah. But yeah, you're right. Dr. Logan, he was a little over the top. He was a character.
But I mean, I'm not saying it to say, well, that just wrecked the whole movie. No, it didn't bother me that much. I think that they have limitations. Maybe they couldn't get a certain kind of actor. Maybe that was something he was going for. I don't know. But I felt like there was a calm way that would have made that even scarier, like that particular guy. But since he was so clearly off his fucking nut, I didn't think he was as threatening as he could have been.
Yeah.
No. Not at all.
Yeah. They could have done a lot more with him. You're right.
But again, these are all three of them. Like if I'm looking at them from beginning to end, rather than just a couple seconds here and there that bother me, they're really well done movies, and it's nothing is for the sake of it. He doesn't rely on anybody knowing anything about them in any of the movies. They're all standalone, right?
Yeah.
Sure, there's some lead in and some lead out, but
some of them share characters as well.
Yeah.
Like Dawn and Day each have Captain Rhodes.
Yep.
Blades is in Dawn and Land.
Yeah.
Two different forms, but you get the idea.
Yeah. they're detached so that you're not
right, but yeah, like they are standalone movies. Like nothing really carries over from the first to from one to the other.
Yeah. That's another thing that sets it apart. Like you don't have to, oh boy, 8 seasons of XYZ. This is gonna be fan-fucking-tastic.
Yeah. It's like,
yeah, he crams it in. He crams an entire
crams a lot of shit.
An entire TV series into one movie.
Yeah, sure.
It doesn't feel abbreviated either.
Yeah, no, not at all.
And I'd say with this one too, the idea, he's really slow on, I have to imagine, he's really slow on letting you know that people are having less and less a chance of getting through this.
Yeah.
Because you still get the impression here that this guy's figuring some shit out. That crazy doctor, and then the woman that wasn't crazy, she was working on shit too.
Yeah.
So it wasn't hopeless yet. A lot less between the second and the third. Like it took a big dip. They're underground just by chance.
Yep.
And even though they've got a really good handle on the dead people down there, it's tenuous, right? They're still the dead.
It just takes one little slip.
Yep.
Yep.
It's fucking. It happened 3 times for fuck's sakes.
Yep.
So you, I mean, quite honestly, that whole thing, doctor or not, that was clearly a mistake. You don't keep them fucking more roaming around there.
Yeah.
You try to maximize your fucking space, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
Fuck that doctor.
Yep.
Or get them from above ground. Like there's got to be ways you can gear up traps and shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Or all you need to really do is dig a hole in the ground.
Yeah.
Deep enough.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't really get a sense of what the area was around their big trap.
Yeah, they don't show outside there.
Just when they fill up, and then the guy fucking presses the button. That was brilliant.
That was glorious. He sacrificed himself. I hated that guy too, but he redeemed himself again.
Yeah, the build up in the horde in this one is absolutely
well.
Well, that just takes out the army, right? Like, I was trying to think, like, what good could this possibly do? And that was
takes out the dickheads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was the only way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He knew that.
Yep.
And then the other people just managed to get away through the catacombs. Like,
yep.
Yeah.
Slick move, suckers.
Glorious. You laugh the entire time. It's fucking hilarious. Fucking love it.
And then they make it to the island.
Yeah.
That's another shout. Like, that was another reference in the Dawn of the Dead remake.
Yeah, they were trying to make it to the island.
Yep, in the end credits, they go to an island.
Yep.
That's the difference. They find a boat instead of a helicopter.
Yeah.
But they go to an island, and like it's during the end credits, like so you don't see anything that goes on except for there's dead people there.
Yeah.
The ending, you don't know what happened to them. They could be dead. Some of them might
Yep.
still be alive. You never know.
Yep.
Definitely some that are dead. But yeah, like that didn't happen in Day of the Dead. But
No. No, Day of the Dead was a much safer ending. Like,
yeah, it kind of bums you out, but it's kind of like, oh, okay, at least they're away from all that bullshit.
yeah. At least the right people survived.
Yeah. It's because Night of the Living Dead, nobody, like none of those people.
Nope.
But in Dawn of the Dead, I say the right people survived that one too.
Yeah.
Sure. So she was pregnant.
Yeah.
And
How do you imagine that stress? Being pregnant during the fucking zombie apocalypse.
And she wasn't even far along either.
Nope.
So there's a good chance she's not. Oh no. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pregnant during a zombie apocalypse. Horrible thing to think of.
Yeah.
And someone's turning into a zombie, pretty much. You're not gonna be able to, like, I'm not a doctor. Fuck, one of you's dying.
Yep.
Yep. Another reference in Dawn of the Dead remake.
Yep.
And the character there was pregnant.
Yeah, he did kind of throw in reference to all three when you think about
There's a
it.
lot of tribute.
Yeah.
There's a lot of tribute. Because it came out before Land of the Dead, I believe.
Yeah, it did.
So all he had was those three to work
Yep.
off of.
Yep.
There's a lot of like references, especially to Dawn and Day.
Yeah. Yeah, there
However,
wasn't
subtle.
too much reference tonight.
No. Well, you really can't do that in the setting with that.
Yeah, true.
It's kind of hard to pull that off. Unless
Yeah.
you name a character or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, Day of the Dead, I can see why that would be your favorite, because Bub is a very likable character. You feel
Yeah, he
bad for him. When he finds the doctor in the freezer.
Yeah, you feel so, you almost feel like he's human, or like he's so innocent and wouldn't rip your throat out at the chance. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, like the doctor, however nuts he was, he figured it out.
yeah.
He figured, with Bub at least.
Yeah. Can they be
Because-
domesticated? Apparently, yeah.
Yeah, at least one of them can.
Yeah.
Because he's the one who helped Captain Rhodes meet his demise.
Yep.
Shot him a couple times.
Yep.
The rest of them ripped him apart, and he smiled and saluted him. Fucking hilarious.
No, it was, and you know what? I think it really was just the way that I give The Walking Dead the benefit of the doubt with their zombies is because of the way I ran into the show, and it's not doesn't make it good or anything like that. It's just the timing of it was what really made it for me.
Yeah.
And so that's really the only part I like is where they're drones. You don't feel guilty. I love watching like the crazy kills where ninjas and fucking elaborate traps and all that stuff are possible because they're stupid.
Yep.
But the fact that he writes such a good story and the characters or the actors work so hard at carrying out that vision.
Yeah.
And it's just a good story.
Yeah.
Makes up for that part of it for me.
Yeah.
And that's why if I were given overall scores, they'd be overwhelmingly positive on each of the movies.
Oh yeah, for sure. They're great movies.
I mean, anybody could pick parts they don't like, you know what I mean? Like, but yeah, in the end, they were so well written, so well done. Like, everybody put their heart into it. And you don't see many movies like that where everybody puts their whole heart into what they're doing anymore.
And you can tell it's all part of the same universe, too.
Yeah.
You can tell,
It's almost
although,
like a small
although they're
thing.
not continuous stories, like one right after the other,
Yeah.
you can tell they're all set in the same realm,
Yeah.
which is important.
Yep.
Even in the new ones.
Well, yeah, because if you look at the Return of the Living Dead franchise, like, it goes so off course. He never made his movies go that way. Like, he always kept an interesting story.
Absolutely.
And you can get away with the experimentation on the rest of it. It's more a preference thing, not a criticism for me.
Yeah.
And it's just because I don't like feeling like they're human. Fuck them.
Yeah.
I can't take that. Really. It's fucking spike in the face. Pow.
But then that harkens to movies where they're not even really zombies. They are human. They're just you can't really say zombie with them. Like 28 Days Later is an example. They're not a zombie.
Yeah.
Really pissed off people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
literally all they are.
even if you look at like his outside work, the crazies, you know what I mean? Like, so many people were influenced by so many things from that man. Like,
oh yeah, undeniable, and he's really good at it.
Yeah,
it's too far fetched. Like you said, it's if you're picking something apart to pick something apart. Well, that's one thing, right? And that's what I'm doing. So
no, it was good.
And but no, like the way he didn't go over the top. He didn't end up having fucking sparkles around him or nothing, just stupid, right? Like he never forced, at least in these first three. I haven't seen the other ones. So in these first three, he did not shoehorn anything.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, we forgot to focus on how good we are at this, or so let's do a bunch of special effects, or no, it was perfect. Everything was well timed. It was wasn't saturated at all. Nothing. No, I didn't. I just watched this fucking dude get ripped in half because he decided that's where it needed to happen. No, like it was pretty organic when it had to happen. So I like that too. Because that was my big complaint with Terrifier, is I didn't understand a lot of it. Again, minor thing.
Terrifier didn't go into any depth. It was just kind of go.
Didn't really need to.
No. Yeah.
Well, but I didn't know that going in. I thought there might be something else to it.
Yeah.
My bad.
Because it started right in the middle and like just kept going up.
Yeah.
It was like you had to grab onto something and just hope it was gonna make it the rest of the way.
Yeah.
Where these ones, you can. He does a really good job of not losing you in the story, so you don't have to like, what? Who the fuck is that?
Yeah, like character depth and character like portrayal is awesome. Like even like you said with timing of whose story am I gonna tell next? You know, like how far do I want people to relate to this person? Like he was a master at that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and he'll lean them into each other and split them up and all
Yeah.
that. It's incredible.
Yeah.
You had said nothing was forced in the movies, and like, but I'll tell you about the new ones. Nothing's really forced in them either.
Yeah.
Like maintains that same vibe.
I dig that.
Yeah, Land of the Dead especially, like, because that one's really the end of the timeline, kind of.
Yeah.
Because Diary of the Dead is basically
kind of starts it over. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a reboot essentially. Yeah. It's basically the same time frame as Night of the Living Dead, but in modern times.
Yeah.
But it's really, really well done. Like the effects are well balanced. Like there's a lot of practical, a lot of digital, but they're
and the story's believable.
Like there's not too much of either.
Yeah.
And the story is really well done.
Yeah, it's believable. Like I said, it's
100%.
Yeah.
Especially if you're for PA.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yep. I dig that. Okay, cool.
Yeah. But yeah, no, the first three though.
You're not gonna beat them, no matter who you are.
And long live George Romero.
Yep.
I'm really, really sad he's not here. I want to talk.
I was crushed when I found out. I still remember the day I found out, like the moment where I was when I found out. That was a big hit because there was childhood right there. He helped raise me, you know.
Yeah. Crazy to think about. Some kids had Mr. Rogers. Craig had George Romero.
Yeah, exactly.
There's worse people than that.
Yeah.
We don't get into that on this show.
No.
But so Matt, your first three, you basically summarize how you feel, but like, I don't know. Would you watch them again?
Oh yeah, probably. I mean, maybe not right away.
Right.
Yeah. The one thing about there's a certain kind of movie where you can get caught up in it every time and not know what's going to happen. And he made these ones not like that on purpose.
Yeah.
Right? Because these movies are watch once, let it just fuck you right up. And then when you're watching again, you are looking at the things he did along the way. You're looking at what he got you in with on the first watch.
Exactly.
And that's when you can see it, like really take it in.
Yeah.
But I'm not ready for that yet because I'm still like that end of the first one still crawls up my ass. And and the third one, I think what I want to think about a little bit more is how averse those guys were to domesticating them.
Yeah.
Like, it's a really weird thing that, well, the doctor even says that, well, if you would have just killed them all right off the bat.
Yeah.
Right, and you even get a sense for that, I think, in the second one when the guy's still arguing about what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Like, you just fucking smash their head. Like, what are you even talking about? You're not human anymore. Just fuck them up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the eye patch guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, what are we still talking about? And then when the crazy doctor says, like, if you would have just shot him on the fucking head right off the bat, they'd be gone.
Yeah.
You're like, people, we don't know what we're doing.
Yeah.
But no, those movies are, like you said, they're all really, really well done.
And anything that can stand alone, like this does not seem to have been written as a trilogy, but you can treat it as one, but you don't have to.
They're Yeah, they're not even really sequels of each other. They're just set in the same universe.
Yeah, and you could watch them. Like if you introduced them to someone, you could move every one ahead, so that the third one was the first one, and then so on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wouldn't even know.
Nope. Not at all. Well, except for Night being in black and white.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you get the color one.
Yeah.
And I think that's another thing that he got right is they aged well.
Yeah. So, yeah, and you'll notice that in the later ones too.
Yeah.
He keeps up with the time.
They don't put a reference in so that it'll anchor it to the year you made it, right? Like that's a really clever move.
Right.
The only thing is in the newer ones, like with Land of the Dead and Diary of the Dead, like there's a lot of like modern technology, but that's the only clue that they're set in modern times.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we know we know the year. That's a different thing.
Yeah.
But I know what you mean. Like, I like the idea that they have different resources now. Like it changes the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like none of them really say when they are.
Yeah.
That's pretty clever.
Diary might, because they're college students, like they might mention their graduating year or something, but
yeah,
that even still leaves it ambiguous because you don't know if they're seniors or what.
Yeah.
Like I don't recall any of them saying what year it was.
No.
Which is smart.
Yeah.
Because that helps the movie age.
Yeah.
Very few directors can pull that off. Writers and directors, I should say. George Romero was one of them.
Yeah.
And we have a library of fantastic films. Thanks to that.
Some of them weren't even zombie. Like,
and the people who were influenced by him but didn't try to rip him off probably made a pile of movies too. So
fucking Edgar Wright and Simon Pegg and
Yep.
Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah.
That was direct tribute to Romero.
Yeah.
All the way through.
Yep.
Even quoted.
That's right too, and they were
I'm
playing
gonna
video
get
games
to
at the end too. I like that.
Mm.
I guess I can forgive it a little bit.
And fun fact, Edgar Wright and Simon Pegg have a cameo in Land of the Dead.
Yep.
Oh, shit.
We'll point it out to you when we watch it. But
that's cool.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's great. Once you know who it is, you're like,
Yep.
Zynga. I get it.
Because you can totally tell. Totally tell it's who it is.
Yep.
But this has been fun, boys.
Yeah.
We've got the first 3 in the bag. 3 more to go.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we'll even throw the remake in there of Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah.
That's just really fucking good. I don't care what's fighting. Craig, do you think that's a good remake, Dawn of the Dead? How do you feel about it? Like,
It's a good remake. It is. It spawned one hell of a downfall of zombie movies,
sure.
but it was a good remake. I'll give it to it.
It's like ignoring the fact that it spawned so much.
Ignoring what it did.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll give it to justice that it was okay. It was pretty good. It was a good remake.
One of the few instances you'll hear somebody say a good Zack Snyder movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Fair enough.
So,
yeah.
And the problem is, technically wasn't his movie.
Technically not.
But it was. Because it's different.
It was, because he made it his own.
It's different. He did make it his own, and he did a good job. He did a very good job of it.
Yeah.
And a lot of nods to Romero, like we said. Which, if you're going to remake one of his movies, you're going to have to pay tribute to the guy.
Yeah, because look at the fandom that you're going up against by remaking one of his movies. Like, you had to do a good job.
Yes.
The horror community would have had pitchforks and flaming torches coming after you if you would have messed that movie up.
They would have fucked him all up.
Get out of this world.
He would have been blacklisted.
Yeah.
But,
Yep.
Mage.
Yeah. It has been
Till
fun,
next
boys.
time. We are talking to 13 this weekend.
Yep.
And Craig, where's the comic? Where's the comic?
I don't know. Somewhere.
Yeah. There it is. You can win that.
There it is.
That could be yours. Send us a logo design. You might win.
You might.
The competition's pretty thin.
But fierce.
Fierce. We do. We got a couple of good contenders.
Yep.
I dig them.
Yep.
But boys, till next time.
Till next time.
Until next time.
I'm going to sleep.
See you.
Is coming.
It's working on instinct. Deep, dark, primordial instinct.
The day is coming.
You're wasting time trying to define what's happening instead of looking for what's making it happen.
The day is coming. George A. Romero's Day of the Dead. Due to scenes of violence, no one under 17 admitted.
Starts Friday at a theater or drive-in near you. Check newspapers for showtimes.
Once again, foolish friends, Freddy Krueger is on your phone. Dial this number now. I've got some tales to tell. Freddy's favorite bedtime stories. Dead time stories. All brand new, straight from my boiler room to your home. It's Freddy Krueger on your phone. So dial this number now if you dare. Tell him Freddy sent you.
$2 the first minute, 45 cents each additional minute. Children, get your parents' permission before you dial.